This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
A teenager in Erode is beaten and dragged by his school correspondent. His crime, his school bag touched that of a girl's. Self-styled godman Nityananda supporters take on the media for what they call defamation, threaten to file cases against those responsible. Bitter in fighting the state's Traders Federation comes to the fore. The ruling DMK blamed for the split within. Bedroom behavior spills over to the marina, but the bigger worry is drug peddlers. An NDTV Hindu special report. A 7 feet long slithering reptile has its day out in Chennai, does quite some crawling before it reaches the Mandalore Zoo. And in the second test at the island nation, Sangakkara and Jayawardene prove their mettle to India. Good evening and welcome to Headlines Now. I am Radhika Iyer, presenting this all-in-one bulletin where you get to know all that you need to know. The style of reporting here, as you must have noticed, is balanced, as balanced in fact as you want it to be. But before we go into the news, here are the headline stories in the nation. Day 2 of the monsoon session in the Indian Parliament stormy again, adjourned because of voices rising over prices rising. Gujarat's former Minister Amit Shah to get a copy of the CBI's charge sheet will be questioned in the judicial custody today. Former Sports Minister Manishankar Iyer says he wants and hopes that the Commonwealth Games flop. RBI increases repo rate by 25 basis points and reverse repo rate by 50 basis points. And Uncle Sam says India was given a heads up just before the WikiLeaks, which revealed that Pakistan's ISI has a terror link. This 13-year-old boy perhaps didn't even know what the two words corporal punishment meant. But those who know what it means and those who know that it is not allowed to be done in schools, the teachers particularly, continue to do it year after year, month after month. In a school in Erode district in Tamil Nadu, a 13-year-old student was mercilessly flogged and kicked by his school correspondent. The boy's crime, what progressive thinkers could call as feeble. The boy's bag accidentally rubbed on a class 5 girl as he was getting into a bus. And following a complaint by the girl's parents, the boy was meted out with corporal punishment in their presence. The 13-year-old boy was sent back home with flog marks and swelling all over his body. The boy has been admitted in a hospital and he is now taking treatment. His right arm, which he may perhaps use to write his answers in examinations, is badly injured. The police have registered a case against the school correspondent Senthil Kumar of the Shakti High School in Erode. The correspondent has just been arrested.
சார் என்ன ஏதுன்னு கேட்காம அவர் பாட்டுக்கு பிடிச்சி அடி நடிச்சிட்டாரு. குச்சி கொய்யா குச்சியில் அடித்து அது கொய்யா குச்சி உடஞ்சிருச்சு. அப்புறம் முடியும் காலையும் முடிச்சு நெஞ்சளவுக்கு தூக்கி கீழே போட்டு தலை முதுகு எல்லாம் போட்டு உதைச்சாரு. அந்த வலி தாங்க முடியும். நான் அப்பயே மயக்கம் போட்டு விழுந்துட்டேன்.
All right, my colleague Salim now joins us live from the news studio. Salim, thanks very much for joining us indeed on this very shocking story, something so disturbing. Wonder what kind of an impact it could mentally have on the 13-year-old boy. But Salim, the correspondent, it seems, has just been arrested. But what's more shocking is the fact that the boy's bag, this seems to be the reason for this very gruesome attack on the boy. The boy's bag has accidentally touched that of a girl's, and the girl's parents have complained to the school correspondent, and in their presence this very treatment was meted out to that boy. What about the parents, and will there be some sort of an action or at least questioning for the parents giving such an exaggerated report?
As of now, the police say that the girl's parents will not be questioned because initially they took forward the complaint. To the school correspondent, and the police arrested the school correspondent. Also, news just coming in that police sources from a local court in Erode just called to say that the correspondent is out on bail. They booked him under section 327 of the IPC. As you said, it is a bailable offence and it is beating someone with dangerous weapons. So, the correspondents the school correspondent Sendil Kumar managed to come out on bail even before landing in jail. So, as of now, police sources say that the correspondent is soon out on bail, and that the girl's parents will not be questioned, because initially they took forward the complaint to the correspondent. Indeed, the correspondent is in news for beating this young boy.
All right, Salim, was any sort of weapon also used on this particular boy?
No, sources from the police say that he used a bamboo stick to beat up the young boy. As of now, police sources also said that the boy's parents were questioned about what exactly has happened, and the boy stands as a witness to what has happened. Now, the police also conducted investigations with the school correspondent. They arrested him, but unfortunately he was out on bail. So, that is what the police sources are saying from Erode.
All right, Salim, thanks very much for joining us with that update, but stay on please, because we want to discuss this and the focus on the show tonight. How much is too much? Of course, this particular incident is something that's utterly shocking and something that perhaps will shatter the child's psychology forever maybe. But before we go into the very discussion, Thangam Thannarisu, the man in charge of this very ministry, Minister for School Education, says that he will sensitize teachers in all schools, but doesn't really explain how and doesn't seem too moved. But first, let's listen into what he had to say.
This has to be actually done, and our teachers and the correspondents of various schools, headmasters, they have to be sensitized. And we will have to do it, and I'm sure the education department will take up this as a special case this year and see that all the teachers and all connected with the school education stream would be trained in this aspect.
Okay, hopefully at least that statement where he says that he would sensitize school teachers will be done soon. Perhaps teachers realize that students are after all considered their own children. But to discuss this in our studios, joining us live, Dr. Krishnamurthy, joining us from the very famous and very renowned CRY organization. Dr. Krishnamurthy, thanks very much for joining us. You saw this report that we just gave out, details of this 13-year-old boy who's supposed to be in a hospital now. His right arm, we are told, is injured, and he perhaps, will wait before he can start writing his answer sheets ever before. Does it shock you? Is it just one of the many cases that has come to light for you in the last, say, several years?
Yeah, basically it's a shocking incident, because corporal punishment under the Tamil Nadu GO 12 of January 18, 2007, it's banned in all schools. But in the name of school discipline and classroom behavior, it's horrendous and inhuman forms of punishments have been inflicted on the innocent students. So that this is unacceptable to any human rights standards, basically even child rights standards. When we look at GO 12 of 2007 and also even Child Rights Convention Article 28, it clearly says it should not affect any, in the name of discipline, it should not affect the child's human dignity. So human dignity is important aspect, that it should not be affected.
All right. So it comes. Does the law also specify what sort of behavior of the child falls under something which can come under what could be provoke something that maybe even the children may provoke, the students may provoke?
Even this GO 12 is clearly listed out 32 behaviors which will be provocative to teachers to inflict this punishment. But if you look at many overt form only is highlighted, unnoticed, but many incidents unnoticed
and perhaps even unreported, but we are trying to do exactly that, try and scan each and every district of the state to ensure that such incidents don't come to light. Thankfully, the school correspondent has been arrested, but unfortunately he's out on bail as expected. But Dr. Krishnamurthy, if I may ask you, for the 13-year-old boy who's been affected, and we are consciously not taking the name of the boy because he happens to be a minor and we care for his future, but for this boy, do you think there needs to be some sort of a counseling that needs to be done? Perhaps it would have a great impact on his mind.
Basically, for sensitization on child rights to teachers, teachers should engage in enabling and creating an enabling environment for the children, and overt and covert forms of all forms of violences we can equate with classroom violence, this corporal punishment. So those sensitization of teachers and
must
also
be done on a
must
war
be done,
footing perhaps.
and also role of school managements,
Yes.
and even school management committee, that it should take up sensitization of parents and children, and children also should engage in collectivization in the name of children's collective. So peer sharing of incidents will help to reduce to tackle the incidents of this sort.
All right. Let me take about 20 seconds of your time to explain our exact focus on the show tonight. While we maintain, NDTV Hindu maintains that this particular case of Erode, considering Senthil Kumar had actually brutally beaten up this 13-year-old boy, is something that we don't completely endorse. We are in fact happy that he's been arrested, and perhaps law will take its own course. However, the focus is how much is too much, considering we live in a country like India, and more, Dr. Krishnamurthy, you would agree with me that families are becoming nuclear families where there is just one child, and parents want to give just about every bit of pampering that they want to do for their child. We know of increasing number of complaints in many schools where parents have come and questioned why a teacher even corrected the child. What does a teacher do when he or she knows that the child is just not cooperating, perhaps coming late, perhaps wearing dirty clothes, not doing the homework?
So even subtle form of insubordination is being projected as unruly behavior.
Okay.
So teachers also should understand, think beyond classrooms, think about socio-cultural context of the children and their families. Accordingly, teachers should create enabling environment. And also this even late coming, many 32 behaviors listed out, late coming, wearing dirty uniforms,
yes.
and not doing homework,
yes.
because those small behaviors have been listed out. But if you look at it is basically inflicting these
pain, physical or perhaps even verbal
physical,
pain is
verbal,
defined as
physical,
corporal punishment.
verbal, physical, and also
All right. Do you think, Dr.
psychological.
Krishnamurthy, that perhaps parents play an extra role here? Because earlier, we live in a country again like India, where children, particularly students, even till they grow up till about say the graduation level, are having the shadow of their grandparents. And the proverbs, for instance, in Tamil goes that you have to, they say, kandichu valakanam, which means you inflict discipline in the child in the growing years. What exactly is a way of inflicting discipline? Considering in army schools, this is something that's a common feature. Do you think it will take a lot of time before schools in India or districts particularly will come out of this idea of wanting to punish the child for not being proper?
See, in the present context, children are very brilliant, and this conducive atmosphere is being created outside the family and also in the classroom. So they should students and also teachers, the binary, the power relationship should not exist. Teachers should understand the child's psychology,
right.
And the emotional enabling environment they should look into, and also small behavior also not being tolerated by the teachers. So teachers should be sensitized, or parents should be sensitized on child rights.
Right.
That is the call of the day. That actually is because even Right to Education Act,
yes,
is clearly stipulates that Article 17(1), any form of mental harassment, physical punishment is banned. So it's a bannable action. It's not tolerated in front of the child rights.
And
activists.
perhaps should not be tolerated
Should
also.
not be
Thanks
tolerated.
very much, Dr. Krishnamurthy, for giving that insight. Hopefully, parents and teachers particularly were watching this very show, where we're trying to say that a teacher simply cannot be like Senthil Kumar in Erode, who brutally beat up that 13-year-old boy. But perhaps teachers can be more sensitive, and parents particularly can pitch in a little bit more to ensure that discipline is inflicted in the child's mind. Yes.
We are looking at the corporal punishment can be equated with classroom violence. Any discrimination on the basis of caste, gender, or any barrier
should not be
tolerated.
Absolutely, should not be tolerated. We'll be on top of that story, and we'll try and track that 13-year-old boy till he gets back to home, and hopefully he gets back to school as soon as possible. But we'll ensure that some sort of counseling also is done for that boy to come out of that mental trauma that he must have faced. Moving on, self-styled godman Nityananda, it seems, was silently preparing to take revenge on those who leaked out videos of him in a sleazy way. He is now on the defensive, but he's letting his supporters do the talking. Nityananda's followers have called for a legal action against the media who tainted the Swami's image during this very scandal. A Tamil Nadu Dhyanapeetham representative dared to initiate legal action against news channels and those responsible for bringing disgrace to this godman.
எடுக்க வேண்டிய சட்ட ரீதியான நடவடிக்கைகளை நாங்கள் எடுக்க தயாராக இருக்கின்றோம், எடுக்க போகின்றோம். இதில் எந்த விதமான மாற்றமும் இல்லை. அதற்கான எங்களுடைய சட்ட வல்லுநர்களை கலந்து ஆலோசித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். கூடிய விரைவிலே மீண்டும் இதே அரங்கத்திலே நாங்கள் கூடி உங்களுக்கு அதற்கான முழு விளக்கத்தையும் தருகின்றோம்.
Okay, they plan to even raise a protest to ensure that some legal action can be taken against some media channels. We'll take a tweeny-weeny break now, but after we're back, former Union Minister Manishankar Iyer wants the Commonwealth Games to flop. And a report you surely shouldn't be missing. This morning person shocks walkers at dawn.